Just want to go ahead and say, this is not, and I repeat, not a how-to video. It's just me doing what I do. I figured somebody might enjoy it. So today, got a special gift that we get to work on. Local legend of a mud truck. Get to do a little modification to. Frickin' mudslinger is at my house. This is insane. Holy crap. Time to see if that thing will even fit in the garage. It's a little bit taller than my truck. All right, well, it's in here. I took the inner fender out so we can see what's going on. What they want done is new shock hoops. They got these big old overtime shocks. Got to make some new mounts for them because they hit the frame. I guess these ones are a little too close and it hits right there. So I'm gonna make new hoops, go up a little higher. We got to go 8 inches higher and 1 inch further out. Should be pretty straightforward. Might end up having to move the radiator back just a little bit, but the nice thing is these are all flexi hoses, so there should be enough stretch in there, I'm hoping. Hopefully I only have to go back just a little ways right here to, if I need to land that tube there, I can. Pretty freaking excited to have this thing in my shop. I never thought I'd have something this cool in here. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do the hoop yet. If it's going to land out here, if I have to move that tab. I don't even know if that tab's used it for the waterproofing anymore. But if I have to land that hoop here, I'll cut the tab off and then probably tie it in right here and then add another bar to complete a straight line. But there's nothing in the way on this side, and just looking at it from the top for the other side, I don't think anything's going to be in the way there. So I got a pile of tubing here, I got a bender, I got a notcher, and I got a welder. We can make this happen. All right, give you a little update on the Mudslinger project. For those of you that don't know, it's Colorado, 2.5 tons, 4-linked, giant big block Chevy under there. Pretty sweet truck. But we came here for shock hoops. So the other night I took and bent these up and notched them out and got up the fitment all right. Pretty happy with how that came out. So tonight I got to go drop off this template I made for the tabs. Simple little cardboard cutout, nothing fancy. That'll sit somewheres up on there. Shock will bolt to it. Do one in the front, one in the back. Sandwich the shock just like they got back here or right here. But they're changing shocks in this truck from your run-of-the-mill big shock to an overtime CNC shock. Big dog, them are serious, man. It's got a coil spring that goes on it yet. I took that off for their fitment of these hoops. Truck's sitting at full bump right now, meaning the suspension is as low as it can go. The truck can't sit any lower. So when I put the shocks in and weld the tabs on up here, I'll clock the shot or the tab just a little bit, so there's a little bit of shock shaft showing on the bottom yet. So that way, if the suspension, I should say when the suspension does bottom out, it won't hurt the shock. That'll be the bump stops job. It's a nitrogen bump stop, so that's what those are for. So we'll just set it up as right as we can to make sure nothing happens. So up here on the top side, you look down, you can see those new hoops. They look pretty good, pretty symmetrical. I am going to put a bar between the two side to side, so that way when the shock pushes up on the hoop, that the hoop doesn't bend inward. It'll be tied together. We'll probably end up putting some bolt together sandwich plates so the bar can be removable to get the motor out if and when that motor comes back out of it. It's gonna end up looking like kind of like that right there. 2 pieces of tubing, couple of flanges. We'll cut the tube and weld those in and bolt it all together so it'll be good and strong. All it had before was a little bar that went right here to the other side, but now if you look right, I don't know if you can see it, but the alternator is in the way for that side. So you can see right there that the bar that was here had a little bit of a crown in it to go over the water pump and stuff, but it just won't work with this setup, with these current brackets for the alternator and its location. Now I didn't film any of the bending because you guys have seen me bend stuff. It's really not that involved. The notching, you know, you've seen it once, you've seen it 1,000 times, it's fine. It's just the same thing. The angles are the only thing that'll get you. But with the notcher, just get it close. Take the old flapper disc and fine tune it as you need. And it's a whole lot of in and out, in and out. Oh, we got a little bit more we got to get off the one side kind of thing. So I didn't figure I'd bore you with all that. And I wasn't quite sure how I was going to do this, so I kind of just wanted to get in the zone. Auto zone. Just kidding. But I wanted to just be in the mindset of let's get this done. So on the rear, I'll show you guys how I'm going to do that. This one should be pretty simple. Along the same lines as the front, we'll put another hoop kind of up and over like this. Probably going to end up having to move the radiator back a little bit, but that shouldn't be too big of a deal. We got some flexi hoses, so hopefully we got enough travel in the radiator to move it back a couple inches to land that tube right here. Yeah, I don't think that'll be a problem. I was kind of impressed. Had this first shock hoop made up and fit in about an hour. And this is the first time I've done this. So I was kind of proud of that. It's pretty cool. But yeah, this thing's coming together. Like I said, I got to go drop that template off at Black Label Fab here in Finlayson. I believe that's what it's called. Let me look that up real quick. Be right back. Yep, I was right. Black Label Fab out of Finlayson, Minnesota. It's only about 5 miles from the house, and he was on board to help out with some shock tabs and basically any other CNC plasma cutting needs. So I'm going to keep that in mind for upcoming projects and current projects. It's really nice to have local guys being able to do stuff. So hopefully we can maybe even take a little tour while we're there, because I've never been. Met AJ a few times at some of the different events and stuff, but. All right, we're back on it. Mudslinger. Got the tabs cut out from AJ at Black Label Fab. They're looking pretty snazzy. Got some freshy bolts. Slapped this thing up in there just to make sure everything was gonna clear. Looking at the clearance between will be the coil spring, which doesn't stick out too far at all past that. That's nice. So looking at that between the sidewall of the tire and the coil spring, I think we got plenty of room here. If you draw a straight line from this point to that point, looks pretty good. So I measured my angle on the top so I can duplicate it on the other side. Now I think I'm gonna weld it on. I'll tack it anyway. Heck yeah. Gotta get that welder drug over here. All right, move you guys back a little bit. It's crazy how big 54s are when you're used to 44s and 49s. You wouldn't think that few extra inches makes all the difference, but it does. Man, this CNC laser cut stuff is so nice. Just fits together. Don't have to worry about it. Sometimes it's nice to just wait a day or two and have a local guy get you set up with the tabs you need. So you don't have to spend all that time in the world making these tabs. Yes, I could have made these tabs, but I would have had 2 days into them, and the fit and finish would be nowhere near as nice as those are. And those are nice. Thanks again, AJ. Appreciate you. get this set up, mocked up in place, and get our measurement on our angles of our tabs, and then make sure it's relatively the same as the other side as far as bolt to bolt on the shock. That looks pretty good. See if our angles are even close. Heck yeah, it's close. Let me get one more click on there. That's like right on the money, I'm pretty sure. Let me verify the other side real quick. Little too high. One click too high. Check it again. Shooting for 35 degrees here. Suppose I should make sure I'm on the same tab every time. Oh yeah. That's it. Nice. Shoot, we're within an 1/8 inch side to side. Calling that a match. Alright, got a little progress made. Looking pretty snazzy. Just working on getting these cleaned up right now. There's still a little bit more in the back. Got to get from the top, but that looks freaking sweet. Plasma cut those old tabs off here and for that old crossover bar. Yeah, everything's welded up in the front. I'm gonna add a little brace right there. Looking good. Adam's back here getting this radiator moved. Plenty of room to land that tube. Heck yeah, that'll work mint. I think that's gonna work. Fine tune these edges, get it right where we want it. Too far. Yeah, it's got to come down probably 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. Heck yeah. Alright, we'll just let it hang now. Bolt for how long the shock is. Make sure we're at least close on this one. Oh yeah. It's actually a little high, which is just fine.
Yeah, we just turn the tab down a little bit.
Yeah. On this one, I think I want to run the shocks a little higher because there's no sway bar back here, just to decrease the chance of it articulating funny and bottoming the shock out.
As long as it ain't too full. Just, you know, we got enough to clear this, and then we don't hit our tire out here.
Yep. Yeah, the angle, I'm going to run these ones straight up and down basically, so I'll come off of this bar, go to this bar, to that bar. That's how I'm going to reference it. But with those tabs, we can...
Yeah, because they're long enough tabs to be out far enough.
Yep. Then with these ones cut off, like we did on the front, it'll be just fine. Sure, there's more precise ways to do this, but it worked on the front.
It works. Want your tube?
Yeah. Don't exactly know how we're gonna set this up yet. I gotta get this adjusted first. So wait, Cooper watches my videos, but he won't talk to me?
Uh-huh.
What a weirdo. First thing he said to me in months.
That's not like he doesn't know you either.
Right. Only been friends for what, 7 years now?
Yep.
Just after you hit your face with the grinder.
Yep. 2016.
I want to say that was the first year that my mud truck was in the mud. Maybe. I don't remember exactly when.
Because we were at Closures and then we went to Randall's the next weekend.
Nope, that must have been the year before that he mudded that first. Because when he went to Randall's, it had a roll bar in it.
Yeah. So 2015 might have been the first year. Roughly.
Johnny on the spot over here. Dang. Well, here we go.
Lube tech.
I got it. Oh yeah, that fits really nice. We'll just get her strapped up and do the same thing on the other side. What I do is I make paint lines where I feel like that's going to intersect and then just notch it to fit, and it's usually pretty close. And when it's done right, it just goes right through, right where you want it to go. Well, let's go see if it fits. That notch fits pretty dang nice. This one I gotta ease the front off a little bit. It's got a big gap right there. That's 0.
Alright. Perfect. 1 hour.
Heck yeah. Right on the money. Thanks, Cooper. All right, same truck, same shop, different day. I didn't film a whole lot today. Actually, I didn't film anything today because sometimes you just get in the zone and you want to get things done. So that being said, oh, bear with me there. I got the rear shock hoops all done up, crossbars done, tabs in, everything's fully welded. It's looking really good. Really happy with how this job's coming out. Still got to add right here from that bar to that bar. I'm gonna add like I did in the front. Just put a vertical down to there. I'm gonna add one of those on each side, and I think the rear is done. It's looking really good. I still got to I got to cut this tube back for the radiator and trim it off a little bit, about there, skinny it up so it'll fit in between this one and the other one, and then I can get it back. It's set right up here, so I want to get it back up there so I can, you know, make it mounted again. I'm gonna end up probably making a little plate that'll bolt to the front of this tube, and then I can just put these support rods back down right where they belong, right here, or where they were. But heck yeah, man, this thing's, it's looking pretty good. My hair, on the other hand, not so much. But for today, I think that's it. I think that's going to be enough. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. Alright, back out here doing this thing. Got Mudslinger outside. We're getting ready to put the shocks in. Got the radiator mounts all made and put back together where it was. Just took some little angle iron pieces and cut them to fit, welded them to the chassis. 1 bolt on each side. That should work. Well, came out pretty slick. Got the old boom truck down there. We're gonna try picking this thing up, see if we can get these shocks put in. Well, with the little redneck ingenuity, we got her did. Setting up on the shocks now. Heck yeah. That worked really well. The old boom plower proved itself yet again. What's really funny is this thing is as tall as my truck when my truck's on the trailer. Look at that. Crazy mega truck life. All right, Mudslinger's going home. Well, to its temporary for this season home. She's all loaded up, setting on the shocks. We charged the nitrogen in them. Heck yeah, this thing looks sweet. Just want to say thanks for watching. Appreciate you, and we'll catch you in the next one.